Hi guys, Dark Aperture here, and back with another episode of Just Tech. So I've got another 4 topics to talk about. I'm not gonna save them right now, I'm just gonna go in order. So first, there's some AMD news. AMD is going to make this 5 GHz Centurion CPU compete event out. So this on quite a few sites, including Tech of Tomorrow. Trust those guys. Love the vids. Especially Elvic, he's awesome. Okay, and apparently in the world, CPUs, APUs, and others. Okay, what is AMD up to? And here it is, a 5 GHz FX CPU ready to box. It's supposed to go against the i7 Extreme. That's $800. And my thoughts are, no, don't get it. If they have it, I don't recommend it at all. Because there's a couple of key reasons that many people have already touched on. If we go in the comments, everyone is going completely insane. Everyone is just a bunch of arguments. There's a bunch of arguments and all. Okay, but a bunch of them will probably lead to the same point from the Intel side of the things, because 5 GHz right out the box. First off, you got the voltage. They'd have to jack up the voltage like to insane levels, which would make the CPU run really hot. Number two, that also means the power it requires will be so high. You need like you'll be forgetting that 4 Titan setup you'll be planning if you're gonna get this CPU, because it'll probably consume a hell of a lot more power than the i7 Extreme, which is not good, since you won't be able to get what you want out of it. And there's a third thing. It's supposed to equal the 5 GHz AMD Centurion CPU. It's supposed to equal 5 GHz, a 3.9 GHz i7 Extreme Edition. Which, by that logic, you're saying if the i7 Extreme Edition is at 5.0 GHz, you're saying that the i7 Extreme processor will just flatten the AMD one. Now a good way to relate this is to like the Pentium 4 days. Cause look, Intel they make up their Pentium 4 architecture. They find out it's actually not very good, so what do? Jack up the clock speed, of course. And what we're seeing here is AMD doing the same thing. Oh god. Oh god, AMD. Didn't you learn when you pumped out the F1 XP and F164 to just destroy the Pentium 4, that high clock speeds does not mean the best performance? Just wow. Okay. Moving on. Still recording. Good. Okay, now, next subject is iOS 7. Hold on. Okay. Just tell my friend. Recording. Alright. Okay, now let's move on. Next subject is iOS 7. Well, yeah, people are saying, including the Apple fanboys, and even some Android fanboys too, that iOS 7 will be different. iOS 7 will be different according to everyone. And I have to agree with these people. It's pretty simple. If Apple has realized by now that adding extra row of icons is not the change people asked for. So they're going to upgrade that for sure. They're going to do that for sure. That's obvious. If it's the exact same thing, Apple, you won't even see them making an iPhone 6 most likely. You'll probably have heard them so bad that they'll probably just exit the smartphone market as Android becomes easier to use and all. iOS can't just spend back on the ease of use thing much longer. I'll say it right now, iOS is easier to use than Android. Okay, that's out of the way. Moving on. My next subject is, you've heard about the PS4, I talked about in Just Tech episode 1. But I'm gonna give some thoughts on like, right now, the $350 to $500 game PCs of right now. Okay. Let's just get finished. Alright, now, moving on. The $350 to $500 game PCs of right now will not overpower the PS4. The PS4 will be more powerful. I'm saying this right now. However, they do have the Steam deals. That's one thing. So you are getting some value there. And then there's the other fact of the next generation. Okay. The next generation of computer parts will be like faster, you know? It'll be like 30% or so faster. And that might just be enough to make a $500 game PC of later 2013 to beat the PS4, which will come out in later 2013. In other words, this will mean that the PS4 might be beaten right at launch because of the fact that they're releasing the PS4 uses hardware right on that technology curve, right when the next stuff's ready to come out. I'm gonna say it right now. Still interested in PS4. Seems really good. I might look into it a little more in later episodes. Okay, now that's out of the way. Let's look at Haswell. So I'll just get Haswell. I'm going for Wikipedia for this data. I know, but they've actually improved in whole trustworthiness thing. Here's what Haswell will be. Now, one thing you can say right now is it's a talk, unlike iReach, which was a tick, which means it's a more major Intel release. More major, whatever. Okay. Now look, the thing that's gonna make many people go insane is that LG 1155 will be dead as soon as Haswell came out, because it uses LG 1150. LG 1150 is codenamed Lynx.0. Everything is Intel CPUs. The mid-range shoe, like the i7 for 77K, for example, all non-extreme processors will move to LG 1150. That's what it looks like. And hope you like the Pentiums and Celerons could get over there soon. Intel will have to make that leap. Otherwise, they won't be that good of a deal. Or none less than hardware. No more legacy PCI. Don't care about that. Okay. It's gonna have. Let's see. The Ultrabook Haswell will have like a 15-watt TDP. That's really good. And there's the Haswell main, which it's supposed to be for all-in-one systems, but I don't know. It'll probably have the same thing, like 57-watt TDP. Let's say that's what Haswell's gonna be. Okay. It's also got improved integrated graphics. Intel's claiming that they have made their integrated graphics good. Isn't that surprising? They're actually saying this. And now, there's also DDR4. Okay, support for new programming, you know, Drag 3D and OpenGL. Okay. And let's see. And they're gonna have a new cache design. That's pretty much how it's gonna be. Let's see. So there's gonna be poor performance. Seems like they're going to stay with like the 70 and the 70 now, except the i5 is no longer gonna be like a 570K. It's gonna be a 670K now. And where's the i3? No, wait. There's no i3. Interesting. Ah, well. No one cared. No one's gonna care. You have DDR3 1600 support. Yeah, that's pretty much all. Okay. The turbos are a lot higher. Yeah, 7s can turbo up. And let's see. The 4670K turbo's up. Don't know if that's changed at all, but oh well. Whatever. Okay. So there's the dual core i5, which is hyper-threaded apparently to have 4 cores. It's probably gonna be for like most laptops. Okay. Well, there's the Xeons. Let's go back past there. And it seems like a bunch of mobile processors. They're all gonna be called 7s. Don't know why. Oh, it's gonna be called HD 4600 is their middle range, like the middleman here. And the Iris Pro is supposed to be the new stuff. Pretty nice. Okay. Now they're going, and after this, after Haswell, which is pretty much Haswell and Broadwell, is going to Skylake. And this is 14 nanometer, then go down to 10 nanometer. This seems pretty interesting. Alright. Well, anyways, that's pretty much all I have to talk about. Subscribe to me.